Hey everybody, this is David Heavener, and I'm proud to announce the release of my brand new TV series, The Last Evangelist. Subscribe now. Go to davidheavener.tv. We have the brand new DVD of Last Evangelist. You can get it right now. It's limited collector's edition. It's got the new episode on it, along with band videos with me and Michael Lake and Lisa Havens, Sheila Lazinski, and things that were just taken down because they didn't like them. But you get all this right now if you call 844-806-0006 or go text the word chosen to 91999 or go to davidheavener.tv/order.
I wrote a couple articles in the last year about the clergy response team. One of the reasons I believe that the church is lukewarm is because they basically sold out. The clergy response team has three basic purposes. Is one, to undermine, and these, it's basically pastors who have signed on with the government to receive government money in the church or directly, I'm not sure. And they basically agree to undermine the authority of the Bible by misusing the words of the Bible in Romans 13, which is Romans 13 was Hitler's favorite Bible passage, because it just says to believe and follow the government no matter what. And
Right.
If you interpret it that way, that is not correctly interpreted that way.
Right. Right.
Number two, provide a local representative, which is the pastor, to do the bidding of the larger government, as well as to collect intel, on persons of interest inside the church, and to also act as a conduit to channel parishioners into government organized FEMA camps in the time of local and national crisis. I mean, it's almost like somebody wrote The Last Evangelist.
Yeah, you're right. I need to put that in the second episode of the clergy response team, the Gestapo of the religious leaders.
Yes, and certain people will say, I don't believe it exists. Well, let me in my articles that I wrote, I can tell you that I went and I asked face to face, like you and I are, except I was in person. And I asked face to face, are you a member of the clergy response team? Now, let me go into my article just so I don't misquote myself. But, Pastor one, I asked him, we went and visited the church, which actually we were doing ministry at on Wednesday nights. And I looked at him and asked him the question, and he just looked off into the horizon and said nothing. And it seemed like an eternity, and then walked away. He retired shortly thereafter. Pastor number two said, well, we're all responsible to the government, which is a tacit acknowledgement of involvement. Pastor three had no answer for my question if he was a member or not, and said he would not answer.
Wow.
Go ahead.
No, do you have a number four? Or
number four, after preaching a message on the entire book of Revelation in one 30-minute message, I asked him, if they were members of the clergy response team, and he looked down at his shoes and said, I don't believe they exist. And finally, number five was an old friend of mine who I had done ministry with for a number of years, because I'm a musician. He was a musician, and he went on to become a pastor. We broke bread to catch up, and we were outside waiting for his wife to come pick him up, and I was going to leave. And I said, I mentioned about another big church in the area as a member of the clergy response team, and I asked him if he was a member. He said no, and he paused for a minute and looked at me and said, why don't you take a drive, because we were at a restaurant just around the corner from his church. He said, why don't you take a drive through the church parking lot, which is kind of a way of saying, they have the surveillance and all that kind of stuff, and to put my plate on some kind of registry. You hear what I'm saying?
You mean these churches some of them have cameras out in the parking lot, and they actually put you they survey you, and they put you on a list somewhere of
I'm just saying. Now, he did not tell me that, but I'm saying,
But-
why would you
Right.
tell someone to go and drive through the church parking lot when you
course.
weren't at the church?
Right. No, I listen. I believe you. I do not listen, the religious system is one of the most powerful systems in the world, okay? It was when Jesus walked the face of the earth. It is now. And that's the problem, is we're coming against the wrong system. We need to be coming against this religious system.
In these last days, people will worship false gods. As the Antichrist arises, Christians will be persecuted. David Heavener Investigates is proud to bring you End Times Investigations, a new DVD series containing over 8 hours of interviews, commentaries, and teaching on Illuminati and the New World Order, Satanism, miracles and healings, the Antichrist, and one world religion.
Hi, I'm David Heavener, and I'm proud to bring you this brand new DVD collection, End Times Investigations.
David reveals how the media is working hand in hand with the Antichrist system. Order now and receive this special DVD collection. Text bonus to 41444 or davidheavener.tv/order. Call toll free 844-806-0006. Text bonus to 41444 or davidheavener.tv/order. Call toll free 844-806-0006.